You're fine. Welcome everybody to the first of many games this weekend over Martin Luther King weekend at Detroit. Today we're at the John Lindell Ice Arena in Royal Oak for the first game of the Grinder Winter Meltdown Tournament, which will see your Findlay Trojan Peewee Gold in white as the home team today against the Midland Northstars in black.
The start button changed to a pause button.
Start and stop. Mason Cooper out to take the face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Caught up in the skates. Midland comes out with it. Gets across the ice, poked away by River Archer. Ben Grace also out there as forward. Webb Sloan and Laura Teagarden. Sloan gets that over to Grace. Collected by Midland, then chipped forward by Sloan out of the zone. Now coming out with it is Grace. Grace moving forward, trying to dump that into the zone. He does. He's pursuing down into the corner early. Looking for a centering pass or opportunity behind the net. He throws that in front. Tied up with Cooper, but takes a shot. Gets blocked. Comes out. Webb Sloan with a shot from the point. High arching shot. Hits the Midland player. Followed up by River Archer. Puts a shot on net. Kick saved by the Midland goaltender. Midland chips that puck out. That's going down the length of the ice. May stop before an icing. It does. So Webb Sloan goes and picks it up for the Trojans. Now he's going to try and skate. Gets poked away to the corner, but Sloan's still there. And we may have a penalty. Looks like we do. And it looks like number 2, Sloan for Findlay going to the box early in this first period for a tripping penalty. So we're going to early look at the Trojan penalty kill with George Homewood out now to take face off for the Trojans. He'll have Jonah Burkhart with him. Fort and Nichols on defense. Henry Yates started in goal game 1 here for the Trojans. Puck knocked out forward. Shot from the point off the skate. Another shot. Hits Burkhart in the back. He gets that over to Homewood. Homewood's got a little bit of room along the boards. He's going to skate that up. He gets across center ice. He gets bumped into from the back. Still has the puck. Then it gets knocked out of the zone. Fort's got it now. Waiting for Homewood to clear. Trying to chip that forward as well. Fort now pushing. Tries to get that along the boards. Midland trying to reset. That goes off opposite end of the ice. Ricky Nichols now racing for it for the Trojans behind the net. He's going to go up, bring it around the corner, wrap for it, gets poked away, but Henry Fort there pokes that back a little bit. Just above the face-off dot now. Midland puts it in the corner, looking for a centering pass. That pass clears, goes out to the point. Burkhart out there looks to make a shot, ties him up. Nice tie up there by Homewood. Burkhart tried to get up to Homewood. Now Burkhart's got a chance. He's trying to clear the zone. Edged out by Midland, and Midland's got it along the boards. Try the centering pass, gets that out to the point. Stepping up, trying to take a shot. They do. Off the post. Fort there with the recovery for the Trojans. Now Fort lifts that out of the zone, tipped aside. We're going to get a quick line change here, and that's going to be icing. 14 seconds left to the Trojan penalty kill. So we're going to bring that down the other end of the ice.
It's like a second pass.
Puck is dropped. Mason Cooper took that face off. Shot from the point, hits the skate. Another shot, Yates with the hold. Great save by Yates. And we'll have another face off here. 2 seconds left in the Trojan penalty kill. Beach out there with Cooper, Teagarden, and Eddie Homewood out on defense. Puck is dropped. Cooper trying to get that back forward. It's collected by Midland, but then Cooper ties it up in the middle. He's still got the puck. He's coming out of it. Trojans at full strength now. Shafe comes out the boards. Cooper chips it down to the middle. 2 guys in front of the net. Cooper, he centers one. Beach is there on the back end. Couldn't get it shot off. Came off the edge of his stick. Midland's looking to go forward with it. Nice pressure there by Beach on the back end of it. And we'll have an offsides. So neutral zone face-off closer to the favor of the Trojans. here with just over 10 minutes in the first period.
Will it automatically go up in periods, or do I have to change that? Oh.
Puck is dropped. Peter Koski with the face-off. Midland collects, trying to move it up the boards through the neutral zone. Striking through the middle. Teagarden there as well. Forces a shot outside. Teagarden collects behind the net. Gets that up to Schwab, who's out there on this line for a winger as well. Then over to Peter Koski. Peter Koski chips it down the length of the ice. And that'll be an icing. Peter Koski take the face off again for the Trojans. Puck is dropped, tied up, gets back to the defense. Shot, Yates with the save. Sloan now chips that along the boards, trying to get that out, held in by the defense of Midland. Midland now cycling the puck down to the corner. Tried a centering pass, nice chip away by Lawyer, Teagarden. Now Schwab's got it, now Teagarden knocks it out of the zone. Scrum in the middle. Peter Koski going for it as well. Midland's got it, looking for a centering pass. They tip it forward wide. Knocked to the side by Harrison Schaaf. Teagarden's got it now. He's going to move that up the boards over to the side to Schaaf. Schaaf's got it now. They're going to look to break out of the zone. He tries a cross-ice pass to Schwab, hits the skate of a player. Midland dumps it back in. Teagarden's got it now. He gets it up to Schwab along the boards. Schwab tries to chip that forward. He does. Goes into the offensive zone now. Findlay in pursuit. Trying to cross-ice pass is Midland. Nichols has it now. He's got a little bit of space. He's going to try to get through a couple players. Couldn't quite do it, but now in pursuit is Grace on the back check. And then Midland forced a dump. Should be an icing, but no icing. Fort's got it. They was not past center ice when he dumped that puck in. Now Midland tried to put that deeper into the zone, looking for a centering pass. Nice job there by the defense. They kick it back out for a shot from the point. Yates is there with the save. Great save by Yates. So Mace Cooper with the face-off for the Trojans. Midland controls, takes a shot. That goes wide. Now looking to push that out. Ben Grace tips that forward. Ben Grace is racing down for it. Collected and dumped back in by Midland. Race to the corner. Nichols is there. Chips it around behind the goal. Midland collects, looking for a centering pass. They're going to go back, wrap it around the goal again. They're looking for a spot. They center it across the crease. Nobody there. Looking to dump that out is Archer. He does, but Midland controls, and now they are offsides. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off. Looks like we'll get a line change here for the Trojans. At least on offense, so George Homewood, Mason Beach, Jonah Burkhart out there now for the Trojans. Homewood knocks the face-off back. That goes off the boards. Burkhart then tries to chip that up the boards, hits a player, but still left loose in the middle. Midland collects. Now they're going to skate through the middle with it. Enter the zone. Drop pass by Midland. Going to the center. Tried another centering pass, but nobody there for Midland. Nice work there by Nichols along the boards. He's going to get that up to Burkhart. Burkhart's going to look, bang that up the boards as well. Now still stuck in the boards. Burkhart and Homewood there. They knock it to the side. Nichols takes that, moves that up forward, trying to get that to Homewood. Just pass. Bouncing puck. Yates with the stick save. Fort gets that up to Beach. Beach knocks it out of the zone. Now collecting and forced to reset is Midland. Midland back on sides. Now brings that into the zone. Take it to the corner, looking for a centering pass. Nice play on the body there by Fort. Centering pass again. Nice job there by George Homewood. Now he's going to try to create some space along the boards as he gets hacked. He's going to push that down the boards, collected by Midland defense. Midland defense cycles, turns around, throws that up to neutral ice. Collected, puck mishandled. Nice out of the zone. Ryland Peter Koski coming off the bench, takes a shot, intercepts that, and then puck is frozen by Midland goaltender. So we'll have an offensive zone face-off. Good heads-up awareness by Peter Koski coming off the bench, collecting that loose puck in the middle and trying to create a scoring opportunity.
Is the buzzer the horn for the end of the period and the goal?
Puck is dropped. Peter Koski with the face-off there. Puck down to the corner. Sloan battling for it along the line. Schwab down there too. Or that's Schaaf, sorry. Now Schaaf in the corner, joined by Schwab. Now Sloan pinching along the boards. Coming out with it is Schaaf, tried to get that towards the middle, got poked away. Back to the side. Now Midland comes out with it. Nice work by Eddie Homewood there on the poke check to force the reset by Midland, and then Harrison Schaaf comes up with the puck. So now Schaaf trying to look for a shot. He tried to go pull one across the middle, but that got sticked aside. And then nice job by Schwab following up. He gets it over to Webb Sloan. Webb Sloan's now going to enter the zone. He's trying to create some space. He fires a shot. Saved by the goaltender for Midland. Getting some more shots now, or Findlay like to see that here early, so see if they can create some more offense here with a face-off to the glove hand side of the Midland goaltender. Just under 6 minutes left here in the first. Mason Cooper to take the face-off for the Trojans. He gets that over to Archer in the corner. Archer tried to fire a shot. Block got tipped to Cooper. Cooper tried to get one to the middle, but that got sticked aside by Midland. Now Midland on the pursuit through the middle, tied up and collected now by Ben Grace. Ben Grace now moving up along the boards. He's going to try to take that a little bit further. Gets poked away by Midland as they send it towards the middle. And then sending it out of the zone. Nope, that's not out of the zone, but a shot blocked by Ben Grace. So Teagarden collects. Slaps it along the boards to Grace. Grace tries to chip that forward. He does, gets it out of the zone. There comes Cooper trying to move that forward as well, but Midland collects and sends it to the center of the ice, and then they take it down along the boards, looking for a centering pass. They're trying to take that behind the net. Nice job there by Teagarden to play the puck. He gets that up to Grace. Grace now along the boards. And then offsides is the call, so we'll have a neutral zone face-off. And we'll change lines here on both offense and defense. We'll have Nichols and Fort out on defense. We'll have Homewood, George Homewood, Burkhart, and Beach out on offense. Puck is dropped, trying to tie that off. Burkhart comes out with it. He's got it in the neutral zone. He's looking to try to chip that forward. Met with some resistance, but Fort comes in, knocks it forward as well. So Burkhart and Fort and Homewood all battling along the boards. Puck comes back out to Nichols. Nichols goes opposite side of the ice, trying to find an open spot for somebody. Now Midland taking that. Burkhart now pushing to the corner, along with Fort down there in the corner as well. Fort tries to wrap that hard around the boards, hits a Midland player. Gets that up to Homewood, up to Burkhart. Burkhart now tries to bang it out of the zone, but collected by Fort. Chipped up to Burkhart, but then chipped back by Midland. Now George Homewood has it. He tries to get that forward. Now Burkhart hits it, tries to get it forward further to Beach, but was knocked over, and Midland collects. Now Midland striking along the boards. Nice play there by Homewood. And then collecting it is Nichols. Nichols now trying to move along the boards with it. Coming up from the defensive spot. He gets through two players. A little interference there, but no call, I guess. No interference, actually. He had the puck, but still. Good play there. Knocked back and forth, and now Beach knocks it forward, and now that puck's in. Peter Koski in pursuit on the forecheck. And now Midland moving forward, but nice tip forward by Henry Fort, and then nice pursuit there by Peter Koski in the middle to tie them up. Gets that up over to Webb Sloan. Peter Koski now collecting it. He's looking for a space. Cross ice. Good pass. Too many bodies in the way, though, by Midland. Now Midland coming, looking for a potential shot. Goes wide, hits the post. And now chipping that out is Schaaf, who comes off the bench. Schwab now in pursuit on the forecheck. Now collected in the middle, but then tossed aside. Teagarden's got it now. He's going to look to move. He's going to get across center ice, flip that in deep. Schwab now in pursuit as the puck goes around the net, opposite side of the boards. Mason Cooper out now as well at center. And now that puck gets loose in the middle. Cooper trying to battle for it down by the boards, wrapped behind the net on the back check. Center out in front. Schwab with the shot, still loose, and covered by the Midland goaltender. So puck is dropped. Mason Cooper with the faceoff. He comes out with it, looking to create a little bit of space. Tried to get that opposite side of the ice, knocked aside. He was looking for Archer there. Midland comes out with it through the middle, but then poked away by Sloan. Midland collects again, tried to centering pass. Archer's got it now. He's going to flip that up along the boards, collected by Midland. Midland now surveying options, tried a centering pass. Nice block by Cooper, gets that over to Archer. Now they're on the pursuit. Archer gets it up to Cooper. Cooper now looking for a little bit of room now too. Nice little dangle there as Cooper trying to get a backhand in. On the front, with the goal! And the follow! Way to follow the puck. That was Archer to Cooper. And Ben Grace on the rebound puts your Findlay Trojans up 1-0 with just over 2 minutes here in the first.
That whole sequence, right? Everything.
That was good. All right. Now Cooper with the face-off again, tries to get that up to Grace. Midland has it in the middle, but they're still caught up. Grace, nice stick work, pokes that aside. Grace now throws that into the zone. No icing. Puck wraps around. Trojans on the forecheck there. Archer down there. Held in. Oh, almost held in by Homewood. Just bounced over his skate. Mason Cooper there now to collect. He's going to go towards the middle. He's going to pull back, survey options. He's got a little bit of room now. He's going to get that over to Grace. Oh, incidental contact. Teammates run into each other, but so does the Midland player. So nice pursuit there and follow by Archer. Keeps that in the zone, and now Grace has it. Now he's cycling behind the net. He's looking for options, trying to get that out to the defense. Nope, reverses. Sends it back deep behind the net again. Now George Homewood out there too, along with his brother Eddie. And that puck's going to be loose in front. Here comes Henry Fort racing back as well, seeing if he can disrupt this shot. And Yates with the save on the breakaway. Great glove save by Henry Yates. Good show of sportsmanship there as opposite teams fist bump each other after great plays. So love to see that. And now coming out of the face-off with it was George Homewood trying to make something happen. That gets sent to the middle. Fort's got it now. He's going to chip that forward, trying to get to Beach. Gets sent back into the zone. Nichols has it now. He's looking for a play up the boards. And now Burkhart trying to intercept that. Keep that in the zone. He does. Good effort. Second effort by Burkhart there at the blue line. Now battling for it is Findlay in the corner with Midland. Still battling for it. Puck out now. George Homewood collects, trying to get on sides. They do. So then Homewood dumps it deep into the zone. Now pursuing is Beach in the corner and Burkhart now opposite side. That puck comes out to Fort. Back out to Burkhart. Tried to make a play on it. Now Beach tried to take a shot with it. Nice stick lift by Homewood. Now kept in front and knocked out of the zone and chipped aside. But nice play there by the Trojan defense collapsing. Henry Fort got a stick on it. So did Ricky Nichols. And now pushing it forward is Fort. As they'll get a couple members to line change here, get some fresh legs out with just under 10 seconds left here in the first. Now pursuing on the break on a 2-on-2 here is Midland coming up the outside. And a nice job there by the Trojans to force that shot just wide on the backhand, and that's going to be the end of the first. So, a lot of good hockey here. Tough competition by both teams. We'll take a short break as the teams will discuss strategy, switch sides, and join us back here for the start of the second momentarily. All right, folks, welcome back to the start of the second period. Rylan Peterkowski out takes face-off for the Trojans. He's got Hank Schwab and Harrison Safe out there with him. Teagarden and Sloan back on defense. Yates in goal for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Peterkowski there comes out of the scrum with it. He gets across center ice, dumps that deep into the zone as the Trojans try to pursue as that puck goes behind the net. Now pursuing on the corner. Nice dropping down is Sloan. Missed it in the middle, tried cross ice pass to get it to Peterkowski. Collected but whipped on, and Peterkowski has it now in the zone. All alone, tries to lift one towards the goaltender. Bouncing puck, but gloved and held on to by the Midland goaltender. So we'll have an offensive zone face-off for the Trojans as Cooper, Grace, and Archer come out. Cooper to take this face-off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Cooper tried to knock that towards the center. Pushed outside of the zone by Midland. Webb Sloan over there to collect off the boards. Sloan tips it forward. Looking to force his way into the zone along the boards. He does. Now trying to pull it towards the middle. Still there. Could have been interference. Cooper's there on the redirect. Oh, got a backhand shot off, but blocked and bounced wide. Now Ben Grace gets that back to Teagarden along defense, chips it back to Grace. Grace then throws it down deep into the corner. That's going to wrap behind the boards. Mason Cooper's there. He's going to look for some space. He's still got some space. He's going to try to float that in the middle. It's still loose. Grace trying to make a play for it, but it's covered. Nice thought. Good play there by Cooper trying to find Grace in the middle. Just got tied up. But we'll do this face-off again in the offensive zone. Findlay forcing some of those chances early. Let's see if they can keep the pressure on. Puck is dropped. Cooper gets it over to Grace. Grace knocks it down the corner. Midland tries to take it out. Cooper's got it now. Looking to try to do something with it along the boards now. Eddie Homewood there pushes it back to Cooper. Cooper now trying to chip that along the boards. Midland has it, knocks it out. Nichols has it now. Zone is cleared. Nichols throws it along the boards back into the corner behind the net now. Now Midland throws it, wraps it around the boards. Nichols down on the pinch. Gets that over there. Then Midland tries to get that forward, but kept in by Eddie Homewood. Nice effort by Eddie Homewood there at the blue line. And then knocked out by Midland, but held up at the line by Cooper. And Grace knocks that into the zone, but then Midland knocks it back out. Cooper then throws it back in the zone, but they're going to call an offsides, even though it looked like Grace tagged up. So we'll get a line change and a neutral zone face-off here. With George, Beach, and Burkhart now knocked forward into the zone by the defense. Burkhart holds it along, gets it over to Homewood. Homewood now getting close to the net, looking for a shot. He throws one in front. Oh, just went wide. Beach now in the corner, trying to play the boards there. Nichols as well on the pinch. Comes out. Homewood keeps it in, and then it's knocked out, and then knocked forward by Fort. And now Beach comes out with it. Beach has some people there. He takes a shot. Stick to side. Now thrown to the opposite corner. Now Midland looking to break out, trying to, and poked away by Fort. Nice effort by Fort. Fort tried to get that to the middle, stick to side again, but held up in the skates, and Fort battling for it, kicks it down along the boards. Midland collects in the corner. And now sent up the boards, but held in by Nichols, but then knocked out by Midland as Midland tries to get that forward. And now that's going to be an offside. Yes. Now Peter Koski to take the face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Gets sent forward. Looking for it is Schaaf, but Midland got there first. Now Schaaf battling along the boards with Peter Koski. Now Midland bringing it in, knocked aside. Good back checking by Peter Koski to knock that puck loose. And now Nichols puts on the brakes, goes reverse, tries to get that up along the boards. And now sent forward and sent wide from the blue line by a shot by Midland. And now collected again at the blue line by Midland. And they're going to look to cycle this towards the edge. Puck pops out to the middle, and then Peter Koski gets it back towards the blue line. Midland comes back forward. Puck loose in front. Collected by Schwab. Schwab's going to try to play that up the boards. Midland holds it in, dumps it back down deep into the zone. Now Fort down there to battle with Midland to collect. He's got Nichols as well. Puck sent out along the boards. Schaaf tried to move it out of the zone, but kept in by Midland. Shot in the middle, or potential shot. Now Midland collects, so puck was loose. So now they're going to flip it towards the goal. Yates with a save. Full line change here as Sloan and Teagarden come out on defense. Cooper, Grace, and Archer come out on offense for this face-off that will happen to the glove hand side of Findlay goaltender Yates. Cooper with the face-off, gets that back to Teagarden, gets it along the boards to Archer, as Archer tries to push that forward. Or Grace rather. And now Midland takes it across the line, sends it back down opposite corner. That's going to come out to Teagarden. Teagarden's going to send it opposite side of the ice. Midland there, tries a centering pass, loose in front, knocked to the side by Teagarden and Grace. Now centered in front, tipped aside by Archer. Grace trying to make a play on it. Midland comes up with it, looking for a shot. It's Midland, but nothing through the middle. Trojans there, and now trying to play that up the boards. Again is the Trojans, but not happening. So again, moving it up the boards. Nice work there by the Trojans, still at the top of the offensive zone though. Midland working to collect this, send it back down to the corner. Puck goes around, chipped out by Teagarden. Teagarden now finds a spot, sends one down. That's going to be on net. No icing, got to make a play on it, so puck's still alive. Archer down there in pursuit, tried to chip that aside, couldn't get it to go. Sloan now out on the line change, and we're going to have an offsides. Neutral zone face-off as George Homewood, Jonah Burkhart, and Mason Beach come out on offense. Puck is dropped. Homewood tried to knock that forward. Beach is there too, trying to play on it. Midland knocks it back out to the neutral zone. Play along the boards. Midland comes up with a shot wide. Burkhart there in the corner. Defense throws it back in. Along the boards, now making a move with it is Teagarden. Gets it up to Burkhart. Burkhart now looking. Gets that cross ice to Beach. Nice job, nice pass, shot. Off a player in the middle. Homewood tried to get there, but Midland collects. Beach now looking to play it. Sloan tried to make a play on that. That went over his stick, and that's going to be an icing as it went down the length of the ice. So nice heads-up passing there by the Trojans on that shift. And this will give us an offensive zone face-off here to the glove hand side of the Midland goaltender. Homewood to take face off for the Trojans, knocks that back to Nichols. Nichols tries to throw that back down into the corner. Puck is in the corner. Midland now throws it up along the boards. Homewood and Burkhart there. Burkhart's got to try to get to Beach in the middle. It's still loose in the middle. Try to get a stick on it. Oh, just couldn't get it, so Midland comes out with it. Trying to break out of the zone. Held up by Nichols. His stick's being held. Now Homewood and now Nichols. Nichols going to go back up the boards to Homewood. He's going to get across center ice, try to send that into the zone, but that gets knocked out. But now racing for it is Eddie Homewood. Eddie Homewood now tried to go opposite ice with it. Hits the player, but then Rylan Peterkowski's there. He gets that up to George Homewood. George Homewood coming in with a head of steam. Tries to play that along the boards, wrap up. Sends a centering pass to the middle. His brother Eddie is there. Playing it along the blue line. Nice work, Eddie. Gets it to Harrison Schaaf. Schaaf dumps it back down. Schaaf is now chasing along the boards. Peterkowski there as well as they battle. Peterkowski coming out with it. Trying to get that to the middle for a shot. There's a shot by Homewood. Oh, it just goes off the shoulder and over the goal. Nice pursuit by George Homewood there. Now racing for it is Ricky Nichols. And now he's going to go behind the net. He's going to get knocked over. There's the hand up. We're going to have a penalty. And we'll get a look for the first time this game at the Trojan power play. This looks like number 33. Nope, sorry. Different number. Number 12 for Midland going to the box. So we'll get a fresh line out here on offense and defense, and this will be a first look here with just over 6 minutes left here in the second at the Trojan power play. Cooper Grace and Archer out there as forward, Sloan and Teagarden out there on defense. Puck is dropped. Cooper gets it over to Archer. Archer fires a shot low. That's loose in front. Grace looking for a second one. Covered. Nice face-off play there by the Trojans. Almost netted another goal. Now they get that back to Sloan. Sloan with a nice little move, trying to look for a shot. He's trying to create some space. He gets that up to Cooper. Cooper with a shot in front. Saved by the goaltender for Midland. Like these shots coming out by the Trojans here on the power play. See if they can find the back of the net with the man advantage. Puck knocked to the side. Collected by Sloan. Sloan's going to get that back to Archer in the middle. Archer's going to get that over to Cooper. Cooper's going to throw one at the net. But then, kept in. Nice job by Archer and a little toe drag. He's going to fire a shot. That gets tipped in front. And to the side. Kept in by Teagar. And knocked out. Went over his stick. Now flipping it up is Archer. Collected by Mason Cooper at middle ice. Cooper goes cross ice trying to find Sloan. Looking to reset is Findlay. Sending it over to Cooper. Cooper now finds a little room in the middle of the ice. He gets that over to Sloan. Sloan's going to fire a shot. Got through everybody. I don't think the goalie saw it, but he got a leg pad on it. Now collected up front. Sloan's going to get that down in the corner. That's going to go behind the net. Grace in pursuit around the corner. Kept him and chipped forward by Teagarden. Then sent back to the side by Cooper. Now sent back up, and that goes over Cooper's stick, and Findlay will reset. Now trying to keep that along the boards is Findlay. Stuck in skates right before the blue line, and then coming out with it is Grace. Grace is going to move that along the boards. That's hit the referee. Bad break there. And then looking to keep that in is Findlay, but we're going to have an offside. So both teams at full strength now as Midland penalty to Midland has expired. Just under 4.5 minutes left here in the second. We'll get George Homewood, Jonah Burkhart, and Mason Beach out there, along with Nichols and Fort on defense. Pucks sent aside. Midland collects, looking to move through the neutral zone. Good pursuit there by Homewood. And Nichols cuts the player off, loses the puck, but it gets knocked back into the corner. Now Nichols is racing for it. He's trying to get it up to the side of the boards, but then had it knocked backwards. But now coming out with it is George Homewood, and he's got Burkhart and Beach with him. George pulls one back, sends it in front. A shot. Beach had a stick on it. That just went wide. Burkhart's got now behind the net. Now gets knocked aside by Midland. And now Midland moves it forward. And we're going to have a trip, it looks like. Looks like Homewood's going to go for a minute and a half for the trip on that play. There's George Homewood there, so we're going to look at the Trojan penalty kill with Peter Koski and Cooper out there. Cooper to take the face-off for the Trojans. Nichols and Fort will stay out on defense. Puck sent to the side by Cooper, collected by Midland. Midland takes it out to the point. Looks for a shot in front, tipped aside, and it goes over a stick and into the goal, and Midland ties up the game on the ensuing power play. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off. Ryland Peter Koski takes the face-off for the Trojans. They'll have Schaaf and Schwab with him, tied up in the middle. Fort's got it. He's surveying options. He sends that up to Peter Koski. Collected by Midland, dumped into the zone. Nichols back there racing for it. Midland player collects in the corner. Schaaf down there as well, battling along the boards. Schaaf has it now. Now out to the Midland defense. Bounces off of Nichols as they take a shot. Peter Koski tries to put that along the boards too. They're battling. It looks like we'll have either an offsides or a penalty. And it looks like it's an offside. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off. No hand was up. So defensive line change here as Eddie Homewood and Webb Sloan come out for the Trojans. Peter Koski knocks that over to Schwab, collected by Sloan. Sloan bangs that up the board through the neutral ice, and now Peter Koski comes out with it, digs it out of the pile. Peter Koski throws one towards the net, and trying to catch up to that was Schwab, and now collected by Peter Koski. Peter Koski now tries to take that around the side. Now Schwab following wisely, and he dumps that down behind the net. Now Schaaf trying to get there on the forecheck, and Webb Sloan pushes that forward, but then collected and knocked out by Midland. Midland now takes it up the ice. Homewood there, nice play, force that to the outside. That hits Trojan player Mason Cooper, and he knocks that down the length of the ice, but not far enough for an icing, so forced to collect is Midland, and now Midland throws it to center ice. Now pushing him to the outside is Cooper. Nice play on the body. Eddie Homewood was there as well. And then puck loose in front. Shot from the faceoff dot, covered by Yates. Just under 2 minutes left here in the second period. All squared up, or all tied up, 1-1. Cooper to take the faceoff for the Trojans. Cooper gets that knocked back. Going opposite side of the ice. Nice play. Sloan over to Archer. Archer fires a shot. That bounces in front. Still loose. Collected by Midland. Nice job. Oh, tipped aside by Ben Grace, racing down there and forcing the cover by the Midland goaltender. Great play there on the faceoff by the Trojans. Now Cooper with the faceoff tries to get that over to Grace. Got knocked aside, but he's still battling for it behind the net. Now Grace has it. Grace with an opportunity, tried to get that in front, loose in front, but held up by Archer at the line. Archer throws one forward, a couple loose in front. Still, Cooper comes out with it. He's got it in the corner, tries to throw that along the boards. Collected by Midland, but then Ben Grace was there too. Same with Lawyer Teagarden on the pinch. Now Teagarden racing for it in the corner. He's trying to battle for it. Cooper's got there back there too, but Midland comes up with it as they force to go forward, but kept in by Webb Sloan. Webb Sloan looking to create here. He's got an opportunity, loses his footing as he tried to cut back. But then nice work there by Teagarden. Teagarden now knocks it back into the zone still. In there, Findlay trying to create some offensive pressure here along the boards. Teagarden stops that. Collected now by Cooper. Cooper tries to go cross ice, gets that to Teagarden. Teagarden now fires one towards the middle, sticked away by Midland. And now Midland's going to take that through the neutral zone. And then they're going to bang that along the boards and dump and chase. Now looking for a shot, but Mason Cooper there. Nice play by Cooper. Tries to edge the player out along the boards, and he does. Teagarden now has it now back to the corner for Midland. Midland looking for a centering pass, collected by Grace. Grace now with a little bit of room. He's going to push it to the outside. He's going to try to get that further. Held up along the boards by Midland. We're going to get a little defensive line change here too. Fort out there now, pushing the player to the outside. Shot. Kick save by Yates. The leg pad now pushing forward. And that's going to be the end of the period as Archer and Homewood was tipping that forward. Could have had a break, but just didn't have clock on our side there. So, all square after two in game one of the Winter Meltdown tournament here for the Trojans. So they're going to talk about strategy. So let's give them a moment to do that, switch sides, and we'll come back for the start of the third. Welcome back here to the start of the third period. Homewood, Burkhart, and Beach. George Homewood out to take the face-off for the Trojans. Fort and Nichols back on defense. Puck is dropped, knocked forward by Homewood. Homewood in pursuit, racing, but Midland gets there first as that was heading towards the goal. Midland now knocks it along the boards, trying to break out. Held up there by Nichols. Nice effort there, but then flipped out. Up and above by Midland. Now Midland collects. Midland's got one player coming back, looking for an opportunity. Shot. Yates with the save. Good save by Yates. 2-on-1 the other way with two Trojans back. So we'll have this face off to the glove hand side of Yates. George Homewood takes the face off, knocks that forward. That gets sent with a shot by Midland. Mason Beach has it now. He tries to play that up the boards to Homewood. Homewood tried to chip that forward, held up by Midland. Now kicked down the corner. Now looking opposite corner, centering pass. That goes wide, nobody there. Burkhart playing to get some boards with it. Cross ice pass, defense to defense, shot in front, tipped aside, and then collected by George Homewood, who takes that behind the net. And now he's going to push forward, and he's going to go through the middle and try to go up backhand. Just lost the puck. That's going to go to the side. That's going to go behind the net. Midland has it now. Burkhart in pursuit on the forecheck, holds him up. Nice job there. Got to get sent out to the center. And then, trying to get that pass back was Beach to Fort, but just got tipped by Midland, but then collected by Beach. Beach now flips that out forward to Burkhart. Burkhart's racing for it, but hits him as Midland player tried to send it through the neutral zone, but held up. Now Midland's got it. Now Midland looking to center it, and they do, and that's a goal for Midland to go up 2-1 here early in the third period. Now Peter Koski, Schwab, and Schaaf out there with Sloan and Teagarden on defense. Peter Koski gets that over to Schwab and then gets sent through the neutral zone. Midland collects, goes cross-ice pass. Laura Teagarden there trying to pursue, hold that up at the line. He does. It's collected by Schaaf. Schaaf now moving. He's going to dump that down into the zone and pursue on the forecheck along with Peter Koski. Schwab in the opposite corner as the puck tracks there. Now Schwab's trying to hold that up. He does. Good job by Schwab in the corner. And now Schaaf back there as well. Midland gets that up along the boards, but Sloan tried to make a play on it, just bounced over his skate, or over his stick. Rylan Peter Koski back on the back check. Good job by Peter Koski to hold up that ensuing 2-on-2, and then sent out of the zone by Schaaf. And then that puck is loose. Peter Koski's going for it on the forecheck, and then kept in by Schwab, or Schaaf. And now Peter Koski with a nice little move, tried to get a shot off, but that got sticked away. But then Schwab tried to move that towards the middle, bounces off a player. Now loose in front, collected by Sloan, but out into the neutral zone. He plays that along the boards, and it's going to be an offsides. We'll get an offensive line change here for the neutral zone face-off and a defensive line change. Mason Cooper out takes face-off for the Trojans, trying to push that through. He's followed up by Grace. Puck in the middle, sent aside by Midland. And now tipped into the zone, but Fort back there to try to knock it out. Still kept in, put in the corner by Midland. Fort now throws that around the length of the boards. That's going to go up towards the blue line. Midland collects, throws it back down into the corner. Nice work there by Eddie Homewood along the boards. Now Mason Cooper has it. He's going to pursue options, and he's going to look to go along the boards and get that up to Eddie Homewood, who gets that out of the zone. And now looking at passing that, and then offside somehow. So nice pursuit there on the forecheck by Grace and Archer. Thought we were going to have a potential turnover with a breakaway goal there for the Trojans, but offside's the call. So Cooper with the face-off for the Trojans. He gets that back to Homewood. Homewood throws it along the boards. Now collected, sent cross ice, knocked aside, and then tying him up is Eddie Homewood. Nice job there. And then River gets that up, gets that over to Cooper, who flips that out to the zone. And now Cooper picks a pocket. Now Cooper looking to make a move. He's going to split a couple players. He's taken down. Should be a penalty shot. Doesn't look like we're going to have anything, though. So coach is discussing with refs, wondering why there was no penalty, but we'll play on. So Cooper gets that forward, but then Midland takes it. Now nice work there by Nichols. And looking for a centering pass was Midland. Nothing going on there. So they send it down the corner. Ben Grace has it now. That gets sticked aside, but then pushed out by Cooper. Cooper's now going to push and see if he can get another breakaway. He's trending towards the net. Shot. Oh, just blocked. Ben Grace is there on the follow. Grace knocks that back behind the net. Now Fort plays along the boards. Fort's got it. He's going to throw one at the net, and that's held on to by the Midland goaltender. So we'll have him. Sorry. So we'll have an offensive zone, or offensive and defensive line change here. Teagarden Sloan out on offense. George Homewood, Jonah Burkhart, and Mason Beach out on offense as well. Sorry, defense for Teagarden and Sloan. Now sent to the corner. Burkhart battling with it down behind the net. That gets tipped out. Sent to Teagarden in the front. Teagarden's going to throw one out in front. Oh, loose and stick behind the goal. Burkhart pursuing in the corner along with Beach. Burkhart's got it. He's going to throw it to Homewood in the slot. Oh, just goes over his stick. And now Teagarden tried to make a play on that too. And now Sloan's going to make a play. Nice way to edge him out, Sloan. And he gets tripped up, so we're going to have a Trojan power play. Nice pursuit there by Sloan, and we're going to have a power play opportunity for the Findlay Trojans. As number 12 goes to the box for the second time this game for tripping for Midland. So with the man advantage for the next minute 30, let's see if the Trojans can tie this up here with just over 8 minutes left in the third. Cooper, Archer, and Grace out there on offense. Teagarden and Sloan on defense. Gets it back, back to Homewood. Homewood gets it to Sloan. Sloan fires a shot, loose in front. Sent to the side, collected by Homewood. Homewood looking to play that along the boards, and that's sent out by Midland. Teagarden has it, collects, throws that up to Homewood. Homewood plays it along the boards, and now Homewood looking to get that to the middle, trying to tip that forward. Was Grace. Now Sloan got it, and now it's tipped out, sent up to Mason Cooper. Mason Cooper now waiting for everybody to get on sides. That hits Homewood. His cross-ice pass and bounces in. Now Teagarden in pursuit there, looking to chip that forward. Sent back, collected by Webb Sloan. Webb Sloan surveying options. He's going to look for a little bit of room through the middle. He's got a little bit of room. He's going to march in. He's got people in front. He's looking, oh, in the middle. Now Teagarden's going to try to chip that forward, but Midland has it in pursuit. Now Midland going. And now Mason Cooper comes out with it. Now Mason Cooper looking for a little bit of space. He's going to go to the outside with it. He's got George Homewood with him by the goal too. He's going to fire a shot, just goes wide. Peter Koski out there now, just 5 seconds left here in the Trojan power play. Cross ice pass, Fort to Nichols. Nichols gets that over to Homewood. Homewood now with a head of steam moving into the zone. He's going to try to go through a couple players, gets held up. Peter Koski now in the corner with it, or in the side along the boards with it, held in by Nichols, sent over to Homewood. Homewood trying to tangle through, got poked away. Sent aside by Nichols. Played along the boards, that goes back out to Fort. Fort now gets that forward, trying to find Peter Koski in the neutral zone, bounced over his stick. Now sent cross ice, D to D by Midland. Midland now moving through the neutral zone. Gets across center ice. Nichols is there now as it goes behind the net. He's going to try to chip that forward to Schaaf. Gets that up there, held in at the line by the D. Intercepted by Ryland Peter Koski. Ryland Peter Koski now gets across center ice, dumps that in. They'll go for a little bit of a change. No, they're going to call an icing on that. He had a foot across the line, but they're going to call an icing somehow. Maybe a neutral zone face-off if there's a discrepancy, but nope, they're going to play this out over here. in the Findlay defensive zone. Peter Koski takes the face off for the Trojans. That gets kicked back to the defense by Midland. Midland now sends it for a shot from the boards. Hank Schwab's got it now. He's going to look to get out to neutral ice. He does. He's going to get across center ice. He gets tripped up. No call. Play goes on. Now Homewood down to pinch. Midland comes out with it through neutral ice. Now Cooper over there to make a play on the puck. Now collected by Homewood. Homewood's going to play that up along the boards. Held in by Midland. Center ice. Teagarden tried to get that forward. Cooper now trying to calm this puck down. And he's got a little bit of space. He gets it up to Teagarden. Now it's Teagarden and Cooper. Teagarden tries to get that up to Cooper. His stick's held. We're going to have a penalty for holding the stick on that break. As that had goal written all over it, but now with 5 minutes left, Trojans are going to go on another power play here. They're going to put it up there. I'm not sure. So Cooper out to take the face off for the Trojans. Still have Archer and Grace out there with him. Puck in the corner. Cooper still got it. He's cycling in front. Surveying options. Guy falls down for Midland. Gets it back out to Sloan from the point. Sloan now gets that back down in the corner to Cooper. Working on cycling the puck. They get it back to Sloan. Sloan now gets that back to Cooper in the corner. Gets that back to Sloan behind the net. Sloan now gets it to Cooper in the slot. Cooper fires a shot. Whistle by the referees. I guess so. I don't know what the call is there. They say a player was in the crease maybe? I'm not sure, but. So we're going to do this over. Just over a minute left in the Trojan power play. Puck gets back to Sloan. Sloan's going to try to move that up the boards. Now it's collected by Cooper after the contact. Cooper now gets that to Sloan. Sloan's going to create a little space. Gets that back to Archer. Archer tried to get that over. Puck got poked away from him, but he's still got it. He's going to try to get that behind the net. Grace tried to knock that forward. Now Teagarden tried to knock that forward. Now collected by Cooper. Everybody out of the zone. Now back in for the Trojans. Cooper now looking for a little bit of space. He tried to get that to Sloan after he blew a tire. He did. Sloan's got one. Tucks one by the net. Nothing doing there, but Teagarden tried to get it to Teagarden, but just off of his stick. Now Teagarden gets it to Cooper as they try to rush up the opposite side. Gets that to Sloan. Sloan now trying to cut that towards the middle. He's still got it. He gets tripped up. Puck in front. Loose. And covered by the Midland goaltender as Grace was pursuing. 10 seconds left here in the Trojan power play. We'll have another face-off here for the Trojans. Homewood, Beach, and Burkhart out with Fort and Nichols on defense. Let's see if maybe in these closing seconds they can put one in the net to tie this game up here. Just under 4 minutes left. So puck knocked forward by Midland. And then Nichols collects at the blue line, dumps that back into the zone. That goes behind the net. Burkhart in pursuit as Midland tries to get that up the boards. And they do. Knocked just past Fort, but now Nichols collects this in. He's got a little bit of room as Midland was looking to change. They're at full strength now. And now Nichols still battling down in the corner. Gets that in front. Burkhart with a shot. It's in! It's a goal! Burkhart with the goal to tie the game! Off of the pass by Ricky Nichols in front. And the score streak continues. So with just over 3 minutes left here, all square. Homewood to take the face-off for the Trojans. George knocks that back to Ricky Nichols. Ricky Nichols bounces that forward, and now that's loose off of a glove, but Midland collects, and they're at neutral ice. As they move forward, send it to the outside, looking to pull back, poked away. Nice effort there by Cooper, and now collected by George Homewood, battling forward along the boards, and now coming back with it, and then collected by Beach. Beach knocks that up the boards. That goes off. stick of a Midland player, no icing, so this game all tied up. Beach on the forecheck pursuit right now. Nichols holds that in at the blue line, or right above the blue line, tried to make a move to the center. Puck squirted out just a little too far. Now Midland looking to go through the center. Cooper has it again. He's going to look to get that up to Homewood. Homewood's got it through neutral ice. He's got a little bit of room. He dangles around one guy off of skate, takes a shot. Held by the Midland goaltender as he tried to tuck one in top shelf on the glove hand side. Just over 2 minutes left. Cooper with the face-off for the Trojans. That gets knocked back by Midland to the corner. Cooper knocks that out of midair. And then that gets sent out of the zone by Midland. Webb Sloan collects. Sloan cross ice pass to Teagarden. Teagarden chips that into the zone. That's going to go deep into the corner. Midland collects there. Ben Grace in pursuit as well. Now playing it along the boards is Cooper, and now Grace going after it behind the net. Grace still has it. Grace tried to get that out forward. Now Archer gets it along the boards. Archer chips that forward to center ice. Still battling for it. Midland comes out into open ice. Now collected by Archer. Archer tried to send that in. Sloan tried to get onside, but just offsides or knocked out. Couldn't tell from this perception over here, but either way, it's a neutral zone face-off for the Trojans. Cooper tried to knock that forward to Grace, but it's collected by Teagarden. Teagarden tried to get that forward now, too. Gets it into the zone, but collected by Midland. Midland looking to go across ice to reset. Held up along the boards. There, gets it over to Archer. Archer pulls it back. He's going to fire a shot. Bouncy puck off the leg pad of the Midland goaltender. Now Grace pinching along the boards, trying to keep this puck in for the Trojans. Puck gets sent back out. Webb Sloan there along the blue line to collect. Now he's going to try to create a little bit of room. He does get along the boards, and then he's going to go again. He's got a shot at the net. Opportunity. Oh, hits the back of a Midland player, and now he gets sent into the boards as he tries to make a play for it. Puck still at his feet. Now Cooper's got it. He's going to get that over to Sloan. Sloan's got it. They're battling behind the boards. Sloan's got it now in the corner. They're giving him a little bit of space. And then that gets sent up to the boards. Archer, though, knocks it back down to the corner. And now looking for a centering pass is Midland. Teagarden then chips that forward. Now Archer's got it. Archer, just lost it in his skates as he was trying to make a move. But that's kept in by Findlay, but then brought out by Midland. Now Mason Cooper in pursuit. Teagarden also pushing to the side. Midland loses the puck. Cross ice pass. Over to Archer. Archer tried to get that up to Grace. Chipped forward, but Midland got a stick on it first. And now chipping that to the side as Midland tries to work it to the corner. Midland's got it now. Defensive spot in the slot. And now stick out of the zone by Ben Grace. Great effort there by Grace. Closing seconds, and we have a tie game here after 3. So it looks like that's where it'll end up. 2-2 tie here. So goals by Grace and Burkhart, some of the newest forwards here, coming up from defense the last couple weeks, as a very tough game by both teams. So we'll be back again tonight just after 8 o'clock for game 2 as the Trojans play at the same rink. So join us later, and thank you very much for watching.